Stunnandi divvestave Vede Shangapadakramopanisadai Gayandiyam Samagaha Yanavastidadgatena Manasa Pashyantiyam Yoginaha Yasyantam Yusrasaranaha Devaya Tasmai So as you begin to listen again and continue these verses, when you close your eyes, now beginning with yourself, you must have that sense of pervasiveness, expansiveness. Ask yourself, are you being able to see that who you are is not only here but everywhere? And the simplicity of this dimension, this wisdom is, it does not need amplification like the silence doesn't need amplification. Silence, awareness that you are is already expansive, like space. You cannot stretch the space. To stretch, there must be a place where it is not. To expand something, to expand a building, you can't do that because it's not everywhere. It has a limit. So it can be expanded a little further. A sound can be amplified. But you cannot expand the silence. As even you cannot expand the self, the awareness. If you are able to grasp that, and that becomes effortless, who you are, then seeing all names and forms in the nameless, formless expanse, that becomes Ishvara. Are you getting that point, please? It's like the wave seeing itself as the water. Then the water is at once everywhere. And in that, the ocean is roaring. Water never roars. Wave doesn't have that capacity. But the ocean is a roaring ocean. So this is where you see very clearly. In order to appreciate Ishvara totality, you first appreciate your own vastness that is everywhere. That is why it is so important to discover that, what we call Sarvatma Bhava. The truth here is truth there, truth everywhere. That I am different from everything, logically you can accept. That I am everything, you have to see it. There is no speculation there. And that is the wisdom, Sarvatma Bhava. That is why that Sarvatma Bhava, the truth here is truth everywhere, can be seen in two different ways. One is, we saw it elaborately, Nirguna Parabrahma. other is Saguna Ishvara. I hope you see it very clearly. Both ways you can see the all-pervasiveness. Like water is everywhere, accepted. Ocean is everywhere, accepted. But you cannot refer to wave, listen carefully, you cannot refer to wave without referring to either ocean or water. You can say water is, no problem. You don't need to say wave and ocean. You can say ocean is, no problem. Water, ocean, one and the same, all pervasive. But you can't say wave without referring to either the ocean or the water. Are you getting that point? Do you understand that clearly? Very important. Same way also, you can say Brahman is consciousness, all pervasive is Nirguna, no problem. Ishvara is Saguna Brahma, all pervasive is, no problem. But you cannot refer to individual without referring to totality. Either Saguna Ishvara or Nirguna, consciousness, formless, nameless. That is why you are as comfortable with names and forms, that comfortable with nameless, formless. What an all-inclusive perception, vision, recognition, call it whatever you like. And since it is not a speculation, anybody can see it because it is yourself. Speculative thinking is something which you must be capable of imagining. Everybody can't. That is why mysticism, when somebody claims I sat on the stone and something fell in through me, other people cannot duplicate it with a very personal experience. Truth is not a personal reality. Who you are is not something unique, personal, exclusive. Call it existence, happening, whatever you like. This is something natural to everybody. That is why so nicely in 9th chapter we saw that. Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram, Idam Uttamam, Pratyaksha Avagamyam, Dharmyam, Susukham Kartum Appayam. This knowledge, Rajavidya, king among the knowledge. And Susukham Kartum, very easy to get. Other knowledge, very difficult. Everybody can't be a physicist, can't be a mathematician, can't be a historian, can't be a botanist, zoologist, singer, musician, anything. But everybody can be himself. Do you understand that clearly? In being yourself, there is no effort. In picking up a role, there is effort. Just see that. I hope you are seeing it all the time in life, all the time. The more you see, the lighter your living becomes, less burden, no burden to carry, no load to carry. You just fly. The sense of, that lightness, that, what shall I say? It's like space allows galaxies to be suspended in it. No burden. But Mr. Space will be a burdened guy. Understand? When you have an individuality, you shall feel the load. In other words, if any time you feel burdened, unconsciously you have winking, just trying to come up. If there is a sense of load, that means you are there. if there is no hint of individuality, there is no hint of burden at any time. That's why simplest of the simple wisdom. Watch out continuously, consciously, you see for yourself. Then this totality will be beautiful. And in that recognition, it's easier to call it, that's a very stupid language. I was going to use that, my mind said, no. It becomes easier to sacrifice. What is sacrifice? Listen, just think of it. Do you sacrifice your body at the altar of truth? A very poetic language, eh? Very poetic. But it means nothing. What is the question of my sacrificing at the altar? In the altar it is already there. Do I sacrifice the body at the altar, or do I sacrifice my ignorance into myself? Are you getting that point, please? What are you doing? Do you understand? What are you doing? Are you sacrificing? Sacrificing what? Why should you sacrifice body? What is the mistake of the body? Like people do that, sacrificing animals. Nonsense. Because how this tradition which it talks about, Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma, everything is Brahman, everything is Ishvara, do you mean to say in that temple they can allow a sacrifice? The whole purpose is lost. Please see how it is. We call it as the Pashu Vali in Sanskrit. Pashu Vali means sacrificing the animal. Who is this animal? Pashu. Pashyati iti Pashu. One who sees and never learns from experience is animal. Pashu. Pashyati iti Pashu. One who sees. One who experiences but never learns from experience, we call it as the Pashu, animal, beast. Like Shankara gives the example of animals in the Vivek Chudamani. Kuranga, Matanga, Patanga, Meena, Bhrunga. Kuranga, the deer, goes for grazing. The hunter plays the flute. Attracted by the sound of the flute, the deer comes. The deer is curious. Gets hit by the arrow. Release that deer. Tomorrow again, the same fellow will come. He will not learn that this is music is coming. When I am going there, I am getting hit. It will not learn. Matanga, elephant. The rogue elephant goes crazy for the female, for the touch. Runs wild, amok. The people who are Keda, they are trying to catch the elephant. They will create a big, like a big hole, like a pond-like thing. Cover it up with little leaves and branches. The fellow is running, falls. Then they control him, catch him, and come back. Release him, again he will do the same thing. Patanga, the insects, they see the brightness of the fire, go there, burn themselves. Release them, again they will go, until they kill themselves. They can't stop. Meena, fish, always eating, eating, eating. You put the bait, it will catch it. Bring it, cut his fin, throw back, same fellow will come. You don't learn, because that is his weakness. Bhrunga, honeybee, goes into the lotus, gets lost in the fragrance. The dusk comes in, night falls, lotus closes, suffocated, dies. That's why inside this blue lotus, go and see. You will see so many tiny bees dead. Shankara says, one sansargan strong, one animal is sacrificed. The deer for the sound, weakness for the sound, elephant for the touch, insects for the sight, fish for the taste, honeybee for the smell. Human beings, all the five sense organs are strong. What will happen? That is the pasu. Pashyati, who you sees, hears, tastes, touch, smells, but never learns from the experience, ada pasu. So if you are supposed to sacrifice this pasu, the animal, whom should you sacrifice? Your individuality or one goat? You understand? You must be a goat, you know. You understand? You must be a goat. And people see the perversion. And not only the goat is sacrificed, why the goat is sacrificed? To fulfill your taste of the tongue. Why, if you are sacrificing the animal, why goat? Why the edible animals? Why don't you put a cat? One dog? Some animal which you don't eat. Catch one, you know. Catch one animal which you don't eat and put it and catch it. One tiger. You'll never eat it, no? So, see the smartness and the perversion of the pasu, the individuality. Pasu Bali is at the altar of deity. Which altar? The altar of consciousness, individuality given up. Is it difficult ritual? But if you make it a physical thing, it's very difficult ritual. They make it difficult. Today people, that also, they forget it. If you want to kill that goat, you are supposed to get a baby goat. Maintain it very well. That baby goat should not eat any leftovers which other people have eaten. To manage that is not a joke. It must be a virgin goat. Keep it virgin for the no touching other female. It must be kept a virgin goat. Then after a few years, when you are going to kill it, it must be worshipped. The sacrificer must be living a particular lifestyle with a certain discipline. And that day, when he sacrificed, animal must be worshipped, person must be ready. By the time you prepare yourself for a little goat to be sacrificed in 5 years' time, you have changed. You know the mother doesn't need one goat. You are the goat he needs. That is the purpose. The whole thing is forgotten. Pashubali. Now people demand the right to sacrifice. Now Dasara went. How many animals sacrificed? You know that? Calcutta, it will be river of blood. In Orissa, oh boy, you cannot believe. But that is religious sentiment of people. What do you do? Instead of sacrificing myself, you are sacrificing something. And whom are you sacrificing? One who has no sense of separation from God. If you want to give something to God, give something which He doesn't have. Animals have no sense of separation. Why are you pushing it? Flowers have no sense of separation. Why are you plucking it? Fruits have no sense of separation. Why are you plucking it? Nothing has a sense of separation. Why are you offering the things which don't have a sense of separation? Give something which has a sense of separation. And who is that? You. I. And what is that separates me from everything? My individuality. My identification with the body. So shall I sacrifice the body? Why should body be sacrificed? Why should anything, extension of the body, the universe should be sacrificed? Why your thoughts must be sacrificed? Why your impressions must be sacrificed? None of these things to be sacrificed. Only individuality. Does it not make it easy? But you are in love with yourself. Perverse love. Selfishness. Individuality. Are you getting the point, sir? When you know who you are, the same I, which was like a snake, manipulating, hissing, doing everything rubbish, becomes a glorious adornment, and no more you unnecessarily sacrifice anything. It's all Ishvara. Do that. Are you getting that point? Please sit down and see. No puja, no ritual, no practice shall replace this wisdom. Nothing shall replace this wisdom. Because ultimately you, the I, the individuality, must find its source. Until that, manipulation, continuation of ignorance, you will never be happy in life. That is why see that truth. Please. And when you see that, revelry comes. This is revelry. Read. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam. Tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam. Tvamavvaya shasvata dharma gopta. Sanatanatvam purusho mato me. Anadimadhyantam viryam. Anantabahum sasisurya netram. Pashyami tvam deepta hutasavaktram. Swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam. Anadimadhyantam viryam. Anantabahum sasisurya netram. Pashyami tvam deepta hutasavaktram. Swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam. So Arjuna is now seeing that Vishwarupa, where he begins with that, O Lord, Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim pashyami Vishweshwara Vishwarupa. Hey Vishwarupa, all infinite forms, Vishweshwara, the Lord of everything, you are everything, you have everything, O Lord. Na antam na madhyam na punastavadim. There is no beginning, no middle, no end. The vastness in which you are automatically swallowed up. You can't appreciate the totality and still stand apart. If you feel the separation, it means you don't know the oneness. Appreciating the oneness means effortless merger. Why? It has already been part of it. Cannot stand apart. And that is what Arjuna says. Anadi madhyantam ananda viryam, O Lord, your strength. Anadi madhyantam, na adi, na madhyam, na antam. No beginning, no middle, no end. Ananda viryam, what strength. That is where a belief in God brings a belief in yourself. A belief in God doesn't transfer your belief to the God. If your belief gets transferred to anything, you shall be a weakling. Understand? Listen carefully. Two statements I'll give. If you transfer your belief to anything, you shall be a weakling. If money is your source of faith, your belief, your strength, money is taken, you are taken. If your youth, your power, your position, that is where you believe that that shall protect you, you will be reduced to nothing, because what you are holding on to is fragile, continuously dying away. If you think my father is my strength, my mother is my strength, you are out. The book is my strength, then you are weak. The Guru is my strength, you are weak. God is my strength. Two lines. If God is your strength, and if you consider that God as exclusive, separate from you, that shall be your weakness. God is your strength. If you consider that as all-pervasive, I am included, your strength, only there. Are you getting that point, please? Only in that. Both the dimensions are possible. Other places it is not. Other places it is a total chess game. You don't know. Whatever is your weakness, whatever is your strength, that becomes your weakness. Very paradoxical. Whatever is your strength, that becomes your weakness. That is why you are afraid of losing it. If money is your strength, money is your weakness. If the money goes, your uncle is your strength, uncle is your weakness. If that goes. If a person is your strength, that person is your weakness. If that goes. Youth is your strength, the youth is your weakness. If the position is your strength, position is your weakness. Whatever is your strength, that is your weakness. If I am my strength, is it a weakness? If I am my strength, I am my strength. There it fails. If God is your strength, if you make the God exclusive, that shall be your weakness. That is why you shall fight in the name of God. Because you have to protect an exclusive God. That God doesn't protect you. You have to protect it. That is why you become fanatic. You kill in the name of God. Because if somebody can dismiss that God, not that the God feels dismissed, you feel helpless, destroyed. Because you are holding on to a faith like your stick of the blind man. Try to take away the blind man's stick. Ignorance is blindness. Belief systems are sticks. You really want to help the fellow? Don't give him a stick of belief. Open his eyes of ignorance. Once you open the eyes, which is veiled by ignorance, sticks are not needed. Yet, while living through life in ignorance, so many sticks you have collected. When your eyes open, now they are no more the sticks on which you are leaning on, depending upon, but now they are a walking stick. Take it and hang around. Are you getting that? There's a huge difference between a walking stick and a stick on which you are leaning. The stick on which you are leaning, if that is taken away, boom, you fall apart. There's a walking stick. And who is the rich man who has got many walking sticks? Today it is ebony, tomorrow it is ivory, day after tomorrow diamond studded, day after golden one, next one, crystal one, bamboo one, just a reed. So many different types of beautiful walking sticks. Who? Rich man. What a sweet fellow this is. These are the ones continuously celebrating Ishvara. Human beings, have you seen one miserable animal? Unless he is old age and suffering. So lively. Just now while coming we saw these monkeys. Oh boy, monkeys are the ultimate pleasure to watch. All the animals, such pleasure, so glorious, so slick. They never add an ounce more than the genetically organized. Cheetah, streamlined. Elephant, it has to be like that. Thin elephant, boring. Rhino, it must be everything. Armored. Polar bear, how it should be? Gundu. Teddy bear, no? Chochuiti. Snake, sleek. Dogs also like that. It should be. But domesticated dogs, reflection of the individuality of the master. The master is fatso, dog also fatso. So both are walking. Paw, miserable dog. Anyway, all the walking sticks are pleasure. So everything of your experience in life, you don't need to sacrifice. One thing, I. With I is the biggest stick. You see for yourself, please. Ananta Viryam. So when you say, you, Lord, infinite strength, the strength gives you the confidence. Absolute confidence. As you know, Tasyaham na pranasyami. Next one. Sachamena pranasyati. Tasyaham na pranasyami. Hey Arjuna, one who holds unto me, neither I lose, he never loses hold on me, neither I lose hold on him. Ananyas chintayanto mam yejana pariyupasate. Tesham nitya vihuktanam yogakshyamam aham bhami. I shall carry their yoga and kshama. Ananta viryam, ananta bahum, sasisurya netram. See, endless arms of yours. Sasisurya netra, sun and moon, as you're like your eyes, day and night. Everything. Pasyami tvam deepta hutashabakram. I see your mouth full of light. Full, all fire is coming out of it. Meaning brightness of all kinds. Swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam. By your own tejas, brilliance, brightness, the whole universe is scorched. Idam tapantam. The whole universe is scorched by it. The power, the awesome power. And that is what you see it in yourself. Understand yourself as the part of an awesome universe. Nothing stands apart. Can you feel that? Invoke that power. Should you go to hug one tree which is 5,000 years old when you are walking on the earth which is billions of years old? You understand? Some people do that. These spiritual nuts, they come in so many kinds. Hug the tree, hug the stone. You are standing on this earth. How many years old? How many years old? Billions of, no, tree. Oh, I see. All right, start with a tree at least, but don't get stuck with the tree. Nothing wrong. Think. The brick we call new. Think. The brick you call new. The earth that has gone into the making of the brick, how old the earth is? Billion-year-old. How old the brick is? 5 days old, no? Like that body. Elements, how old are they? This is new brick. That is why when you understand these things, even your brick is 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 60-year-old, 100-year-old, you think it's ageless. Why? What is this? That is this 40th birthday, 60th birthday, 80th birthday, nonsense. Even birthday is a waste of time. You know? Waste of time. Oh, I was born. Why were you born? Even if you are not born, what would have happened? What have you made use of your life that you have to remember your birthday? And if you have made use of it, why are you worried when you are born? Unborn, absolute. I'm not telling jokes. When people ask my birth date, it's not that I show off. It's just so stupid to attribute a date to the dateless, a moment of birth to the birthless, unborn, ageless. Then it's like remembering, now I'm 30-year-old, getting now I'm 50-year-old, half century is gone. Now 70-year-old, yesterday I saw in the newspaper one fellow is 40-year-old dead. Oh, my chance is coming. This fellow is 70-year-old, my chance is coming. What is this? Think of it. Appreciate. Ageless. Satejasa Vishwamidam Tamandam. The life, sustaining, imagine, beginningless, endless life force, sustaining every little living thing in this universe. How old is that? Read. Dyabhya prutibhyo ridamantaram hi vyaptam tvayekena dishasya sarvaha društva adhutam rupam ugram tavedam lokatrayam prabhyathitam mahatman Dyava prutibhyo ridamantaram hi vyaptam tvayekena dishasya sarvaha društva adhutam rupam ugram tavedam lokatrayam prabhyathitam mahatman. Hey, Mahatman adbhuta svabhava, Mahana Atma, Mahan all-pervasive Atma. Every word, see, the words are so tiny, but look, the load that they carry. Mahatma, Mahana Atma. That is why, if you see the meaning of the word becomes so loaded. And if you don't see the meaning of the word is so empty. That is why if you are seeing the meaning, being the meaning, your life is loaded. Whew. You may not know all the scriptures. You may not know all the words. You know the truth. That is why you may not be a big scholar. You can't interpret Sanskrit, but you know the truth. Tulsidas, Kabirdas, Meera, Andal, all these Tirugyana Sambandhar, all these people, they are not PhD from university. There was no universities those days. But what they have written down, we are breaking our PhD brains to understand it. Why? About yourself. More the world today is aware of the other informations, less he is aware of himself. How paradoxical. And what a pathetic paradox. The more you know, the more ignorant you are. Even though in ignorance there are no labels. Are you getting that point? Is there more ignorance, less ignorance? In the relative world, more ignorance, less ignorance. But in the absolute, is there more absolute ignorance, less ignorance? Only me. I know about myself. Either I know or I don't know. There is no little know, little know. Understand? The more you know about the world, we are losing track of ourselves. Why? Now I am the professional, PhD, FRCS, rich man. Ask yourself the question. That is why. I told you, morning, the moment you get up, first thing, acquaint yourself with yourself. First, until it is effortless. 24 hours, 365 days. And the sign of that is never losing sight of yourself. And therefore, there is no moods prevailing, overtaking. If you are passing through moods, oh boy, you are different people at different times. It becomes difficult to deal with you. Because whom shall I deal with? Shall I deal with the smiling one? Or the next moment the crying one who is coming? Or the miserable one, the complaining one, the fighting one, the forgetful one? With whom shall I deal? Come on, give me yourself. How do I deal with you? With whom, are you getting that point? With whom shall I deal with? Go to an office. The managing director says something, manager says something, the purchase officer says something, the clerk says something, the guard says something. How do you feel? Who is the authority here? I want to talk to the person to whom I can directly report. Who is the person? Now, if each one fellow is a person, will you do business with that business house? It's a nut house. It's not a business house. It's a total nut house. Because with whom shall I deal with? Do you understand the example clearly? Now come back to an individual. An individual, now angry, now smiling, now jealous, now hateful, now laughing, now paranoid. With whom shall you deal? With whom shall you deal? That is why people keep off. Namaskar. Why? Mr. Confusion working. With whom shall you talk? Okay, you think difficult to deal with an individual? Now come back to yourself. You look at yourself. Hey, what is this happening to me? I am sometimes angry, sometimes jealous, sometimes very smiling, sometimes terrible, sometimes son, sometimes father, sometimes brother. Yo, which one is me? Whom am I listening? What is my voice? Introspection. Until you find your voice, you shall not find Ishvara's voice. As long as you are holding on to a role, you shall listen to that voice. Mahadeva, Mahadeva. When you find your voice in this pandemonium, this huge mix-up of personalities, when you find your voice, then you know how to deal with every role. And your voice naturally becomes voice of totality, Ishvara. Because you don't exist as an individual anymore. Then everything is Ishvara. Dhyava prithibhyo ridamantaram hi. Dhyava prithibhi, between the heaven and the earth, meaning the whole space. Vyapta tvayekena dishasya sarva. Tvaya ekena sarva disha vyapta. By you alone, all the directions are pervaded, O Lord. What can I say? So when he sees that every direction you are pervading, can you stand apart? That is most important. Most important. When you say, oh God, you are all pervasive, do not ever stand apart. You cannot. Drishtva rupam ugram tavedam tava idam adbhutam ugra rupam drishtva. Having seen your adbhutam, wonder, the adbhuta, what in English can, na bhuta. Adbhuta means something which nobody has seen before. Abhuta purvam, never anybody has seen before. such a strange, vast form, O Lord. Ugram, with all its majesty. Yet, at once, Bhima, Shanta, awesome, awe-inspiring, yet so gentle. O Lord, Lokatrayam, Prabhyathitam Mahatman, this past, present, Lokatrayam, past, present, future, Swarga, Martya, Patala, the heavens, the earth, and the Netherlands. Everything, O Lord, up, down, in all direction, Prabhyathitam, everything is as though trembling because of your presence, meaning you are in all dimensions. When you stand in the presence of a great personality whom you consider great, how do you feel? Oh, so big. Imagine Ishvara in all directions. And fear is not there. Why? Why should I be afraid? You know, that boy, what is his name? Tenali Raman? It's a very nice story goes. Tenali Raman, he was an idiot like anybody else. Then he made some sadhu and he gave him, initiated him some mantra, that to do some Devi mantra upasana. So he did that upasana, Devi mantra, okay? He was chanting the mantra. Then his story goes, the mother appeared before him. And he had only 1,000 heads. Sahasra Chandi. 1,000 heads. Only 1,000. Make it 100. Even if 5. Doesn't matter. Suppose she can appear, mother appeared with so many heads. And this boy sees and laughs. This boy, instead of being afraid, he is laughing. This is the childhood, this is the innocence. This is the innocence of wisdom also. You are not afraid of the vastness. The child is laughing. He said, what makes you laugh? He said, I am remembering. I have one nose and I catch cold, I don't know how to handle. If you catch cold, 1,000 nose running with 2 hands, how do you manage? This is the story. True or false, don't ask me. But it fits into our purpose. 1,000 heads, if all the nose start running, how do you handle it? True. Absolutely innocent. That is how you become. And then what the mother says, you stupid fellow, you have made me laugh, you shall make everybody laugh. And Tenali Raman becomes supremely intelligent. And of course, the whole life is full of laughter, laughter, laughter. Smart one, understand. And that is how this knowledge also, such innocence comes in. Such innocence. Why? Because he is there to take care. Why should I worry? What's my problem? Where am I to be worried? Not that therefore you say, God will take care of everything. Look at that. You do, you understand. There is no, once you see that, there is no question of telling you doing your part. But because you are talking these things, understand, because you are saying that, if you say, God will take care of everything, suddenly it may so happen, some person will literally take it. Think. Some person will literally take it, therefore you don't say it. In your life you know everything is taken care, but you don't tell it to the ignorant person because he will follow you without the wisdom. You understand? Why there is a huge responsibility. It's like as an adult, you can do something in your room. You can maybe drink something or eat something which you are not supposed to, children should not supposed to pick up. So you do in your room. But do you tell the child? No. Why? The fellow will pick up. So you keep it away from the children's reach. Just as you do in ordinary things, same thing also in this knowledge. Why this knowledge is not given out just like that? Because babies are around. human individuality can fall a victim. So he must be ready, prepared. But in reality, of course he does everything. What else happens? It's whole choice. Everything. Nobody can tell friends, think for yourself. This one little statement, think. You can never explain, none of us. We can never explain why we are here, where we are today. Whether position-wise, relationship-wise, money-wise, health-wise. Why are you here at that position where you are today? Did you organize? River flows. Just river is flowing. You think you are giving it a direction. If you start thinking, you know, you are helplessly taken. But you don't speak that language. Why? Because suddenly the child will say, helplessly taken, so why should I do anything? No. Ignorance is needed. Individuality needed. Individuality struggling it out needed until he understands, I am waste. That's why individuality must be given the strength. But because this individuality is problem, remember the holy lectures. Because the individuality is problem, so what happens? Most religion shall encourage sacrifice the individual to a god somewhere. Is it so easy to just sacrifice? You shall say I am sacrificing. You never do that. That is why it becomes deception. You cannot give up the individuality. You can see the source and happily lose it. Yes. Because giving up means talking about emptiness, non-existence. And nobody will be comfortable with non-existence, emptiness. Therefore, giving up yourself completely, then doing nothing, how? In this giving up, you don't suffer an emptiness, a void, but a fulfillment, fullness. Vaya, Ishvara. Drishtvaadbhutam rupam tavedam lokatrayam prabhyatitam mahatman. And look at this, O Lord, what happens to you? Amihitva surasangha vishanti. Kechid vita pranjalayo grunanti. Swasti tyukta maharshi siddha sangha. Stuvanti tvam stutibhi pushkalabhi. Amihitva surasangha vishanti. Kechid vita pranjalayo grunanti. Swasti tyuktva maharshi siddha sangha. Stuvanti tvam stutibhi pushkalabhi. Amishura sangha te vishanti. All these groups of gods, divinities entering into you, going into, sustained within you. Kechid vitaha, some of them frightened. Pranjalayo grunanti. They talk about, they sing your glory with folded hand. Swastiti yuktva maharshi siddha sangha. Those who are maharshis, mahansas or rushayascha. Those rushi means rushanti jananti. Those who know the truth, those who know your dimension, and see that oneness with that vastness that you are. Siddha Sangha, and the people with extraordinary capacity. Again, those who are sharing the power with you as the Lord, those people, Swastiti Yuktva, Swasti, Swasti Vacha, singing glorious, auspicious declarations. Stuvanti Tvam, Stutibhi Pushkalabhi. Pushkalabhi, Sampurnabhi Stutibhi, with full hymns, with adulations, adorations, adorable verses adoring you. They are all singing your glory, O Lord. Actually, because they know what it is. In that, you understand, as you sing the glory of the totality, you are part of it. How does it become so beautiful? Only when, in that singing, as you do, you are also a part of it. That is why in Shankara's the shloka we saw that. Yadyat karma karomi tattadakilam sambhotavaradhanam atma tvam girijamati sahachara prana sariram gruham pujate visayo paragrachana nidra samadhi stitihi sanchara padayo pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarvagiraha stotrani. Every word I utter, O Lord, is your stotram. Everything. Now, if it is so, can you say something which hurts other people? Listen. Surface, it looks like. Then why, suppose the wise man is sometimes, suppose the person, oh, don't do that. It's not to hurt. It's like pruning, not cutting. Understand? You only can see for yourself. With what attitude you speak, you act, you do things, only you know. Others will never know. That is why every action is available for interpretation depending upon who sees it. That is why, are you open with yourself, clear with yourself, who you are, Ishwar everywhere. Whole thing becomes, every living becomes prayer. We shall see more of it tomorrow morning. Please think of this. These verses are amazing ones. Remember, see this for yourself again and again and again. Close your eyes, please.